Hi, I'm Camilo Garcia. I am a member of the A Broader View Volunteers program, and I participated in the Ecuador Pre-Med Internship program, which lasted from July 6th to August 18th, which was roughly around 6 weeks. I am from the United States. Okay, so how was the local ABV coordinator and the support provided in the country? I would say for me personally that it was pretty great. The people, when I first arrived to Ecuador, one of the coordinators, Herman, was there to pick me up. There was no issue. It was really great. Any questions that I had regarding where to go for tours and what to do during my program were all answered by the staff in Ecuador and also the staff from A Broader View. The most surprising thing that I experienced in Ecuador, specifically for the program, was the fact of how in hospitals they just reuse everything and they make use of they have interesting techniques. For example, one of them would be instead of for a tourniquet where they would administer shots or blood samples or whatever, they would use gloves instead. So I thought that was kind of surprising how different the medical lifestyle is from the United States to Ecuador. One of the more challenging things that I've experienced in the program was how often that people needed help there, and how sometimes you don't have enough time to do whatever you want to do. Sometimes you're limited by your own abilities. If you have experience in as an EMT or as a first aid student, you probably have more hands-on opportunities. But because of that, that would also lead to more challenging things, trying to ask the doctors for assistance and all that. But for my case, that wasn't really much difficulty. As long as you know what you're doing, you should be okay. But yeah, future tips for volunteers. I would say when you come into the country, try to bring in money, bills less than $10. No $20 bills, because it's really hard to break it. I learned that from experience. Other tips, it's fairly warm, chilly weather here. It's usually around 65 degrees-ish. So, if you're from California, like I am, then you would probably want to bring a couple of jackets and raincoats and stuff. But if you're more north, where it's all winter, then it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But yeah. Some other things that you guys should know before coming here would be that, for one, it's okay if you don't speak Spanish. There are plenty of people here that speak English, but it is very useful to learn the language. Other things would be that it's pretty high altitude here, so you may get altitude sickness, so watch out for that. But other than that, some other tips would be just to take advantage of the programs offered here, specifically in the school. There's a lot of stuff to do here, and honestly, this is the best place to meet new people and experience Ecuador, honestly. The way I would describe my accommodation, meals, security, friendliness, quality, others, and stuff like that, well, I was placed in a host family, and honestly, it was perfect. We lived in a small area called Floresta, and right there, the host family was really great. The family was nice. They would invite us to events, and they would provide us with food, which was really great, authentic Ecuadorian cuisine. The location-wise was really great. Everything was secure. I honestly never felt unsafe when I was in Ecuador, and honestly, everything about it was really great. The host family was awesome, and the program itself was really, really cool to do. My favorite memory of this trip, I would say, in terms of traveling Ecuador, would probably be going to Mindo. Mindo was a really beautiful city, town. Honestly, it's really peaceful, tranquil, and a lot of natural wildlife that you could see. In terms of the program itself, one of the coolest things was the fact that I was able to help the doctors in whatever way I can, sometimes big or small. For me, even though it's not something specific, that's something that for me personally, I enjoyed the most from the trip, helping doctors and also patients, and putting a smile on their face, and it was really great. There's plenty of examples, but just overall it was really great. And ABV USA support prior to traveling for me was really great. Whenever I had a question about where would I work in the hospital, what would I be able to do, any questions that I had, how would I get there, program costs, what's the difference between like this program versus another, like a pre-med program versus a pre-med internship program. All of that was answered quickly and concisely. It was really good support. I honestly like couldn't ask for more from there. Who did you find a broader review website? So where I found the broader review website was actually by comparing a bunch of other volunteer abroad websites. It was a website that compared a bunch of other ones, and I saw that a broader view was very, very highly ranked. It was nonprofit, and I figured this is pretty much something I'm looking for. So yeah.